So my XRP friends out there, welcome to Q, a new XRP update video. It's Friday, which means it's time once again to take a look at the chart and examine in detail what's happened in the market and what could still happen. Are we possibly on the verge of the next bull run here with XRP? You'll find out all about that in today's update video. We'll take a look at whether we can open new positions here and what my further plan of action will be. Otherwise, before we get started, feel free to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also activate the bell so you'll always be notified when a new video appears on the channel. Otherwise, feel free to join the free Telegram talk and Signal group if you're interested in updates, news, and signals. There you'll always get the latest information, including when I enter new trades like yesterday with BTC or with our current gold trade. And if you want to trade XRP as well, you can do all of that on my partner exchange, Incumbent. The link for that is also in the video description. By doing so, you support the channel, or rather, you support me. All right. XRP, $4. $4. If only, I think there would be quite a few people out there who'd be extremely bullish. It's currently at $2.41. We had our breakout from our yellow trend line. If we take a quick look at this on the daily time frame, it actually doesn't look too bad. We had the breakout, nice, then a quick retest. But unfortunately, we failed here, and that's already the first negative point about the whole thing. I'll show you now, or rather, I'll quickly draw this blue line here for you. That was the daily close. Here, the important daily close after this sell-off. So once again, and this is the negative part about the whole thing, I'll draw a second line for you. If we also include the wick, we can see that we just barely grabbed the liquidity above it again, and then had another sell-off. That means the trend break hasn't been fully completed yet. We did break the yellow trend line here. Okay, that's all well and good. But in terms of liquidity and the highs, it's clear to say off fast that we haven't done it yet. Still, as I said, it might be time for a breakout. We can see it here, an impulsive breakout. Even if the volume down here isn't really spectacular, but still, retest, held nicely above. But now we really need to see some momentum here. And at the very least, a rise up to $2.80 needs to happen. Of course, it also depends on how Bitcoin will hold up in the next few days. How will the stock markets hold up? The good thing is, in quotation marks, the good thing is, it's the weekend now, so the markets can recover a bit before we might get hit again on Monday. These are the kinds of points. Okay, how sustainable is the breakout then? Probably not for long, but still it would be enough to give XRP the time it needs to pump upwards here and grab the liquidity at the top. Otherwise, I would go long here on the 4-hour time frame. Let's take a quick look at that. We definitely have solid support here. However, the stop loss, if anyone still wants to enter a long position here, would have to be set below $2.32 for this breakout potential. Alternatively, just as I mentioned with Bitcoin earlier this morning, we could see a short-term increase again, just like we saw here. Then a pullback where we drop back into the $2.50 to $2.54 range and then form a head and shoulders chart pattern. It's not textbook perfect because of this candle here, but if you understand the overall picture, then we would have a nice inverse head and shoulders pattern forming for the future. Keep an eye on that. It could also be the take profit target, but that's more of an alternative scenario. But for now, this would be the long trade setup for you. There's definitely still plenty of liquidity up here, especially in the 4-hour time frame. This candle here wasn't fully taken out. That's a positive sign. That means there are still a lot of stop losses sitting above here, which would of course encourage the price to make a solid pump if we do see this breakout. As I said, it's important that we push up towards $2.80 or $2.70 up here. Then possibly a pullback to form another higher low, simply to maintain the market structure and really confirm the trend break once again. Otherwise, and I still stand by this, these zones down here, $1.90 down to $1.50, are accumulation zones, long trade zones, spot zones that are still very, very interesting to me because I simply assume that Bitcoin will sooner or later experience another significant dump, and then XRP will not be spared from that either, even though we really have a very, very strong market here. So you really have to say XRP is holding its ground. It may not have the top performance compared to other altcoins right now, but still XRP is holding up and can at least continue the trend for the time being. Let's see what else develops here. That would definitely be the long trade scenario for you right now. Otherwise, there's not much to discuss here at the moment. At most, we can briefly take a look at the funding rates here for XRP just for the sake of completeness. But over the past few weeks, they have been, and still are, quite reasonable. Some have even dropped a bit. That's a good sign. But there's really no significant indication here to say, wow, the price absolutely has to liquidate something short or long. Here we're simply following past liquidity, and that would suggest that we could still move towards 2.70 or 2.80. Otherwise, that's it for today's update video. Thank you for listening. Feel free to leave a like on the video, subscribe, join the Telegram group, activate the bell, and we'll probably hear from each other again on Monday for a new proper crypto update. XRP, as every Friday on this channel, will be back next week. Until then, ciao ciao, and as always, stay crypto.